trying to avoid spending the money to have a seat covered. I'm making a bushing for the seat on Nicky. You'll see. So I'm making a bushing for where the bolt goes through the seat and enters and threads into the frame. This little one is from 91, 92. I'm not sure what year they changed, but they used a 6-bolt metric, and at some point they went to a larger one, a number 8, and Nicky's seat has one of them. It's missing the other, so I'm trying to make one out of a piece of stock, making it by hand. Let's see if we can do it. So the originals are concave in the center line, although this 91 doesn't seem to be all that concave. The originals are, but I'm not going to try to reproduce that. I'm just going to try to shove this in as is to give you a bushing where the bolt goes through so you don't wear out your seat. This is Nicky's original seat, and it's not in that good a shape, but color-wise, it's what I need, being that it's solid black. Okay, well, at least I've got something in there. The normal bolt that goes through is going to ride that. The whole idea of this, I assume, is so that you don't compress this Norel plastic, damage it from the years of tightening. It gives you something to tighten down on. Nicky's seat needs a vinyl repair. I'm going to make the best of that. 2 vinyl repairs actually. Got one here that needs repair. A little bit of goop here where it's starting to give way. Here's a tiny spot that got poked. I don't know if you can see that one. Feels like the foam is damaged under there. With that said, next we'll do some vinyl repair and see if we can go ahead and put this on Nicky. It's got a decent shape up front, which really makes a difference to me. Here's some black vinyl, raw materials basically. Here's one area that's going to need some patch material, and so I've got some black vinyl here, and it doesn't have to be too big, but we have to make a patch, and this is not going to end up looking like it never happened. It is going to end up being protected, and so it's not going to rip worse. That's the goal. I mean, it would be great if it looked like it never happened. Okay, so I've got some patch material. In a perfect world, I'm putting this on the inside and adhering the patch to the underside here. Okay, I need to slip that inside. We're in uncharted territory. Okay, here we've got the patch material inside, and we're going to go ahead and try to adhere that now. Okay, so we're gonna use a product called shoe goo. I've used this to fix a lot of things. Usually the tube dries up before I'm done using it. This was opened on 3/5/19. It's just really hard to squeeze out. Oh, that's too hard. I'm gonna have to get some shoe goo. Let me show this to you. Here's shoe goo, and it's not even, it's gummy, but it's not gonna adhere to dog dew. If you had a piece of dog dew, you couldn't adhere to it. 3/5/19 shoe goo is all done. It does harden what I got out of that tube, but it was sure hard to get out of there. Shoe goo, an adhesive for repairing shoes. Got another couple spots right here and here. We'll go ahead and dab those up a bit. It definitely takes a little bit of getting used to using this stuff because it begins to set up right away. The outside edges become hardened where the inside is still soft. You got to deal with that. By doing this, we'll make the best of this seat where it was on its way out. There's a bad spot right here on the other side. You know, I don't want to put too much goop on and have a big mess going. It's like these people that fix their seat with duct tape. How long is that going to last? It'll be good that day you did it, but eventually it's going to be a gooey mess of gray tape coming off. I see we got this rip here. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. If I glue down on that, I'm going to be gluing to the surface, but it's probably best to hold it together. I really should put something on there. That'll help hold that together where it's ripping out. It's already ripping out from the staple. I didn't want to goo up the seat pan. However, that's not so hard that you couldn't scrape that off later the next time you do a seat cover. Now this one I do want to get some material inside there to hold this together. Okay, now for the shoe goo. Not really liking the looks of this one yet. But if it's strong enough to hold it, doesn't hang down way too low or something, I don't think it's even going to be seen. It'll just help hold it together. Stop it from ripping out. You know, the way this was, we were probably just a year or so away from forcibly having to replace the seat cover. And with what we're getting out of this today, I believe that we'll make another, I may never have to put a cover on this. It might work out fine, unless I go ripping it. Putting the tape on smooths out the outer surface. Once the shoe goo cures and you remove the tape, you really have a pretty good smooth surface here. I know from experience on other seat repairs in this area that if you just kind of repair it and don't do this tape method, you are going to end up with a ridge here that actually you can feel on the inside of your thigh while riding. So you got to watch out you don't get a whole bunch of goop here. It's not dry yet. I'm gonna let that cure another day or so. Well, I think I need to do another application if I want to fill that in. I'm going to do another application of shoe goo over the top of this one. Give it a second coat. Give it some more days. Let that set up for a couple days. Looks like I still have an air bubble in there somehow, somewhere. I admit, this looks horrible. Well, it still has a gap. So this time I pushed hard into the surface of the bubble, hoping to force out air that might be underneath this recent application today. If this isn't very good, that's as far as I'm going anyway. A new seat cover at that point. And that's what I'm trying to avoid, buying a brand new seat cover right now. So the 1991 seat's got to come off of there. One thing about it is I have a brand new dust guard here to keep junk from under the fender out of the air cleaner. And Nicky's seat doesn't have anything on it, so I'm going to have to take this off and put it on Nicky's seat. But just to show you what that's going to look like, yeah, it's not a new bike, it's a used bike. That seat's not in too bad a shape. I had to do a vinyl repair, but that's what it's going to look like with the black seat on it. Okay, so here we are with the 1991 seat, and I got to find a way to get this dust shield off of here, put it on Nicky's old seat. It's not so bad to switch it out, but I wish I didn't have to. Okay, so that's that. So when you put your seat on, all XR 600Rs, 650Ls for that matter, you need to make sure that you're not wrecking your stuff here by pinching that dust seal. And it did slip into place nicely. I've got the bolts started. All we gotta do is run them in and tighten them down. It's been at least a week since I've started Nicky. Let's give that a try. I'm wondering just how much gas is in there. Let's take a look.